The time has finally come for a new deck. A new start. It is time to beware of Traptrix. Yes, I kept the box just I kept the box just to make that joke. For when I made this first video for using, the Traptrix deck. It's the first time I'm using it in video, so yeah, I kind of figured keep the box just so I can make the joke. Obviously, that's going to be the video title, Beware of Traptrix, but if you couldn't tell already, but yeah, as you can see, my poster situation has changed. So, yeah. I retired the Spider-Man one. But yeah, enough about my posters. Traptrix. The deck I'm going to be using as my main deck, at least for a little while. The deck I have been wanting to use since I got the first structure deck back in April. I've got my first copy of the structure deck back in April. I've wanted to use this deck, and now the time has finally come. And I also want you to keep in mind that this footage was recorded with no commentary last weekend when I, wasn't uploading for those 3 days or so. I did record, obviously, footage. This is some of it. That one Duelist Cup video was. And some more footage I've got just saved up. I'll upload here before, the month is done. And the year, of course. But, yeah. Without further ado, I think I've delayed further. Please enjoy my first few duels with the Traptrix deck. Hope you enjoy as much as I did. Okay, so going in this first duel, this is, obviously as you can see, this was the last thing I did in Duelist Cup. When I did my last video of Master Duel, when I did the Duelist Cup for that video. This was originally going to be a part of it, but then I decided, no, I'm going to save this and put it in a different video. And this is actually the first time I used the Traptrix deck, like, legitimately the first time, so, I kind of just, I had no idea what I was doing, but I did watch tutorial videos, prior to, actually finishing this deck. I watched tutorial videos on how to use the Traptrix deck without even having to, well, I did use it once, but it was against my grandma, and I almost lost, and I didn't do it how you're obviously about to see. I didn't, so, you're about to see, how to use it. Or at least how I'm going to be using it from this point onward. So I'm going to battle phase, and the reason for that is I'm going to go straight to main phase 2, so I can activate my evenly matched before it goes to main phase 2, because at the end of the battle phase, it just banishes, yeah. Yeah, the effect that you could, I don't really need to explain it, which is why I went straight to battle phase and then main phase 2, where, at this point, this is where I started actually playing stuff. So I'm going to summon her, immediately link it to Sarah. Now, normally you want to use like 2 or 3 Sarah, but I only made one, so I could actually start using the deck because I grew that impatient. And yeah, I'm gonna activate her effect to special summon her in defense mode. And yeah, this is essentially what you want to do immediately. Just do what I do right here. And again, this is the first time I used this deck ever this way, so yeah. I was kind of learning myself. I was thinking of doing that, but then I thought, nah, I'm just gonna Monster Reborn to bring this back to special summon this to the field in defense position, which is going to allow me to, XZ summon into Rafflesia, the boss monster of the deck. Pretty much, again, turn 1. In defense position, otherwise, yeah, 300 attack, that's not gonna do shit for me. And I see what I can special summon from the extra deck, I'm like, nah. I just wanted to see what I could special summon into from the extra deck. Now you're gonna see that my Sarah is completely open with 800 attack points, but Rafflesia's effect makes it to where only Rafflesia can be targeted. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that goes for attacks as well. Which, yeah, obviously doesn't do anything for them because it's just going to go straight to attack mode because I'm fairly certain they read my Rafflesia, so they're like, yeah, I'm not going to lose my monster. Well, they wouldn't lose the monster since Rafflesia was in defense mode, but they would still take the life point damage, but yeah, I'm going to set that. And I'm going to normal summon my Mantis, which is going to destroy my opponent's monster here shortly. After I, get this effect. Yeah, this was pointless, but I just did it to say, hey, I can do this. Again, this was my first time actually using this deck this way properly, so yeah, I had zero idea as to what I was doing, and as Kratos says in God of War, when Kratos tells Atreus that he is God and so is Atreus, Kratos says, but I have no idea about the level of your godhood, but in time, we will learn. In that last part, in time, we will learn, perfectly sums up what's gonna happen over time with this deck. I am going to learn how to improve with this deck, what I can add to make it even better, and stuff like that. This could have been a mistake, but I was willing to do it because again, what's 800 attack to 1800? I mean, not 800 attack. What's 800 defense to 1800 attack? Absolutely nothing. You know, assuming the monster in defense mode doesn't, you know, get its defense increased or have an infection where it can't be destroyed by battle. That would be an issue. But yeah, I'm gonna special summon Mantis back from the graveyard back in defense mode just to be safe. Because again, Rafflesia's on the field, so they can't target any of my monsters except Rafflesia. No, until, you know, either Rafflesia gets destroyed or, you know, the effect gets negated. Yeah, this was a mistake because they were putting Raw, obviously. They put bullets. They gave me sphere mode for some dumbass reason, and then that was their turn. They just wanted to get rid of my monsters as soon as possible. But as you're about to find out, they fucked up because what I'm going to do immediately is this. Which is going to allow me to special summon from my graveyard one Traptrix monster. And I read the effects because I'm like, because I was thinking, which one do I want to add? I mean, not add, special summon. And then this is where they fuck up because I read the effects because I want to make sure I do the right play, especially since this was my first time using this deck. So I'm like, what do I want to do? I read the effect, obviously, and then I'm like, yeah, you know what? I fear nothing. I'm gonna XZ summon. Because I'm not built a bitch. Yeah, to activate this effect, I have to discard 2 materials, which, it's, again, all of Alomarus' materials, so because of that, obviously I special summon from the graveyard. But I'm not done. Because they decided to tribute all 3 of my Traptrix monsters to get the sphere mode on my side of the field, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of your sphere mode so you can't summon Raw by linking that away. Nice try, bitch. But you're not. But while this was my first time using this deck, I'm like, yeah, Raw, we're not dealing with that shit. This deck is actually like really fucking fun. And again, thinking about making this my main deck for at least for a little while. So yeah, obviously I might add stuff to it. I'm probably gonna be adding some stuff to it eventually at some point in the future. You know, when I feel like it's necessary to add more stuff. Yeah, all they could do at this point, since I have a 2800 attack monster on the field, and their sphere mode, which is what they needed in order to get, which the sphere mode was pretty much their win condition, so they could, you know, bring Raw out, and yeah, obviously they couldn't do that. And since I drew Called By immediately, I'm like, yeah, you know what, you can go fuck yourself. To make sure you don't act up, I'm gonna banish your sphere mode with Called By. Just to make sure you don't act up. Because if I remember correctly, there is, you know, there is a way they can get, like, sphere mode back into the hand or on the field, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong about that, because I haven't used Raw yet. As of now, as of this video, the only guy I've used is Obelisk. So I can't really tell you about Slifer or Raw. Yeah. Mermelio's effect allows me to get a normal trap hold card. A normal hold trap card, which I add Traptrix hold to, you know, which is going to allow me to special summon in defense position as a level 4 monster. Yeah, I have no idea why they decided to give me my call bike back, especially since there's a possibility I could draw it on my turn. So it's like, what's the point? Why? That's what I was thinking at that time too, when I was doing this duel in real time. I'm like, why? Why would you do that? Oh, you're fucking stupid. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm not dealing with this shit. Yeah, no, this is not gonna be this is not gonna be a fall of Albaz. Yeah, no, no way. I saw a fallout of Albaz. I'm like, no. I'm negating that immediately. Maybe you be nice. And yeah, this guy was like, well, fuck, I lose at this point. And now I get Pudica, which allows me to get one Traptrix Garden from my deck added to my hand. Even though, you know, again, they're one attack, they're technically 2 attacks away, but yeah, they're pretty much still 1 attack away, essentially. If they didn't have a monster on field, they were 1 attack away. But yeah, I'm just gonna activate Traptrix Garden to banish Pudica, because I'm like, why the fuck not? I'm gonna get Rafflesia on this, back on the field. Because it makes it to where if I want to get to special summon a Traptrix monster from the graveyard, I have to banish one of my Traptrix monsters from the field, which is obviously what I do, and then I'm going to XD summon into Pudica. So, you know, I've got pretty much the 3 boss monsters, and yeah, you can see how much, how many attack points Pudica has. And I'm just gonna activate her effect just for dramatic effect because I felt like it. Again, there's really no point in me doing this, because again, I pretty much won. I just felt like doing it just to, you know, get the effect off. And I didn't really need that anymore. Now her attack is going to increase. And yeah, as you can see, I'm hovering over Pinguicula. That way I can finish with Pinguicula. And that is the first duel I ever did with this Traptrix deck. And honestly, you can kind of get the feel of what's going to happen eventually. But yeah, I have nothing else to say. Except let's get on to the next duel, shall we? It's going to be a good one. Alright, so this second one was, and the next one coming up, which is going to be the final one. These next two were done in casuals because I didn't want to dive into ranked with the deck yet. I'm pretty sure I will sooner than later, but as of now, I'm not too familiar with the deck, so I want to use it a bit more before I, delve into like ranked with it. And especially since this season is coming to an end here shortly, like there's really no point in me going into ranked anyway. So I might as well just wait until I'm sent back down to silver again anyway. So yeah. Yeah, they're immediately going to synchro summon, and at this point I'm like, oh fuck you, Sword Soul. Because Sword Soul, while it is a synchro deck, it's not a synchro deck because it pretty much relies solely on tokens for its synchro summons. Which I feel like it's kind of stupid since, that it makes zero sense that you can't use tokens for tribute summons, yet you can use them for like special summons for like synchros, link summons, XZ summons, stuff like that. Like, why have one and not the other? That's fucking stupid. Yeah, then, which is my main gripe with the Sword Soul deck. Like, why? Why does it have to rely on tokens and we get Baron de Fleur, which is essentially just one negate as long as it's on the field. When you summon it, it gets one negate the entire time it's on the field. Even if it gets special summoned from the graveyard or from like Monster Reborn or something like that, it's one summon and it was used. It's one negate was used. And because of one card they sent to the graveyard's card effect, I took 1200 damage. When I was doing this originally, I'm like, why the fuck did I take damage? So I'm going to set that. Immediately going to Trap Tantalizing Tune. So they have to use Baron de Fleur's effect. So I'm baiting out its effect by discarding my only monster in my hand as of right now to activate this spell, which they're going to negate. And obviously, as you can see, the reason why I want them to negate this is because I'm going to immediately Raigeki their two synchro monsters to get rid of Baron and their Sword Soul synchro monster. But first, I'm going to draw two cards. And I get two of the same monster, which is perfect. Because next up I'm going to use Triple Tactics Thrust. And then I'm going to wait. Obviously. Obviously, something was going on. I had no idea what, but oh well. So I think here, what do I want? What do I want to set? I'm like, do I want this? Yeah, I'll do that. And now I Raigeki their two synchro monsters, which is why I baited out the Baron's effect, so that won't get negated. And now, obviously, we're going to do the same play we did last time, where we normal summon once, and we link into Sarah. But before I link into Sarah, I'm going to special summon... Well, I was going to try to special summon, but Effect Veiler kind of fucked me over there, so I'm like, yeah, you know what? Because originally I was going to, like, XZ summon into Rafflesia, but obviously effect was negated, so I didn't get another level 4 monster, so I had to link into Sarah. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're wide open. I'm just gonna go for the attack. Ugh. And obviously, I got trap hole cards for when they want to like summon anything or activate a monster's effect. I'm going to, if they activate a monster's effect, I'm going to negate it, which will end up letting me destroy their monster. But yeah, they're going to instead special summon that in defense position instead of attack position. For I don't know why, in Monster Reborn, it's going to be perfect here. Because you're probably thinking, you're not going to summon your level 4 with your Monster Reborn, are you? No, I'm going to special summon their Baron de Fleur from their graveyard on my field, and I'm going to beat their ass with it. And at this point, I'm like, does it feel so good to be on have it on my field? Does it? I'm gonna kick your... Oh no, wait! I guess it's every time it's special. Okay. Huh. Yeah, again, up until this point, I've never used Baron de Fleur, ever. So this is my first time using it. And because they wanted to... Because they can't negate now, I'm gonna... You know, I'm gonna kick some ass here. Get a trap hole card. Well, a hole trap card. And now is when I XZ summon into Refleja. And unfortunately, this is all that really happens in this duel. I'm going to go into battle phase, and they're going to draw a card, wait a bit, and then they're going to surrender because I have their Baron de Fleur. There's nothing they could do about it, and they can't target anything else. They can't target my Sarah because of Refleja. So yeah, they're obviously gonna surrender, and that leads to the next duel. Alright, and for this final duel, yeah, I hardly got to do much of anything this duel. I got like I get one turn. I get one turn. And play like 3 monsters in that one turn. 2 of which are special summoned, so... Yeah. This is pretty much like almost 8 minutes of just me just sitting there doing nothing. And just waiting, just them taking another long-ass turn. I hate decks like that, because what's the fun of having your opponent wait this long? Like 8 minutes almost. To be able to play it just for your connection to mysteriously, quote-unquote, fail or time out. Which has happened enough to not just me, but other players that I've seen. It has happened enough to us to the point to where we swear it's absolute bullshit that it's anybody's connection. And it's not our opponent just unplugging their router so they don't have to lose this way. Or, you know, doing something so your connection fails and you lose, so you can't, so to make sure they don't lose and you don't win. It has happened to, not just me, but many other players, enough to the point where, again, we believe it's bullshit that, yeah, it's any of the connection's fault. It has happened enough at that point. But yeah, as you're about to see, all this special summoning they do. And again, just for the connection to mysteriously fail. Because what I'm going to do when it actually becomes my turn is I'm going to immediately frame one Raigeki all their special summoned monsters, clearing their entire field. Because they don't place any face downs. I'm just going to Raigeki all their monsters, leaving their field blank, and then I'm going to special summon Fenrir. Again, it's a special summon, so it's not a normal summon, because if I don't have any monsters on my side of the field, I can special summon Fenrir from my hand. I'm going to do that when my turn starts, after I Raigeki all their monsters, and then I'm going to, I believe I normal summon Mantis, if I remember correctly. I normal summon Mantis, and then link into Sarah immediately afterwards, and then I just do 3,200 damage to them, end my turn, and then that's when the connection mysteriously, quote-unquote, fails. Yeah. When that happens, yeah, I swear, I doubt it's the connection that failed. They just unplugged the router so they didn't have to fucking get their ass beat. I almost said humiliated, but again, I have done much worse than this. I really have done much worse than this. After all, I did have a deck of only spellcasters that did not go well together, and I have won a bunch of times with that deck. So, obviously, yeah, I have done much worse. And most likely will do much worse in the future as well. So, yeah, I really doubt. Yeah, look at all this. Hi, Libs. Yeah, they have a 3,400 attack Link monster, which they're immediately going to get rid of. For whatever reason, which, like, why? Oh, I know why, because they want to get the full combo off. But, again, you need to sometimes... Well, they're not gonna immediately... Yeah. And the fucking... Again... If I couldn't play anything, they would have had game right here. They would have pretty much had game right here. Obviously, they're gonna, like... Yeah. That's not... Again, that's not gonna happen, because the connection's gonna fail, and I'm gonna get the win because of it, but... After, I Raigeki their shit, and... attack them for 3,200 attack points. Yeah. Yeah, this person was absolutely fucking stupid and did all this. And to get all this immediately Raigeki'd, yeah. They really didn't want to lose like this. And again, the reason why I have Raigeki in this Traptrix deck is because this is mostly based off the structure deck. So, and the structure deck comes with one Raigeki, which is why I have just the one Raigeki. And since it's mostly based off the structure deck, yeah. Of course, there was some stuff I added that wasn't in the structure deck. So, yeah. Again, I'm going to immediately Raigeki their shit. Again, if I couldn't play anything, they had game here. Had I not had this Raigeki and had nothing, yeah, I would have had game here. Yeah, yeah, they decided to lose 1,000 life points just to draw a card, which, again, they're not even going to be able to fucking play because connection mysteriously fails. As soon as yeah, again, like I said, I special summon Fenrir for my hint since I don't have any monsters on the field, my side of the field. Oh, okay, never mind. It wasn't Mantis, it was the pen. Okay. Again, pretty much, you know, the usual. Link into Sarah. And unfortunately, I can't do anything else. So I'm just going to do 3,200 damage. And you look at the connection. Yeah. This is bullshit, by the way.